This episode of Now This Is Lit is brought to you by Audible. Check the link in the description to get your first Star Wars audiobook free. Everyone loves free things. Click that link. Do it. This show is also brought to you by our patrons. If you want to support the show in a different way, with just $1 a month, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/StarWarsLitPod. You can get a sticker. You can get access to an exclusive show that we do every month that's wild and chaotic and fun and something you can only get by becoming a member of the Patreon. There'll be so many more perks very, very soon. But for now, do you want a sticker? Do you want a sticker that has a Now This Is Lit logo? Because it's fantastic and I love them. But I also want to give them away because there's just a stack of stickers on my desk. So if you want one, $1 a month. Patreon.com/StarWarsLitPod. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. You're listening to Season 4 of Now This Is Lit, a podcast about Star Wars books, the people who make them, and the readers who just can't get enough of them. I'm your host, Meg Dowell. I use she, her pronouns. And as a 2-episode season premiere, if you will, there are, as you may guess, 2 episodes in your feed today. Both spoiler-free book reviews. This one is my review of The Crystal Crown by Tessa Gratton, and the other one is Sanctuary, a Bad Batch novel by Lamar Giles. Again, both are without spoilers, and I hope you enjoy this one, that one, and any episode that I have already put out or will put out in the future. I'll stop talking now. It's been about a year since the first season of The Acolyte ended. The show connects to elements of the High Republic in a lot of big and small ways. But the 2 batches of stories have one major similarity. A lot of people die in them. For me, the deaths of Jecki and Yord were among the most tragic losses in the series. Something about their individual characters and their dynamic together really intrigued me, which is why I was so thrilled to learn Tessa Gratton would be writing a young adult novel all about them. The Crystal Crown, set before the events of The Acolyte, features Jecki and Yord accompanying their respective masters on a mission to train and observe the Jedi's role in peacekeeping on a distant planet. It's much more exciting than that, though. When they arrive, both Padawans are invited to participate in a customary series of competitions against others their age. It's tradition, and since diplomacy is on the line, the last thing Jecki and Yord want to do is offend the Foreign Council, so they accept their fates. Almost literally. Yes, this is basically the Hunger Games, but in space. And it's Tessa Gratton. So it's also delightfully and diversely gay. There is a survival component where it's just the participants and the elements. And even though there are rules against murder, and the competition is time-based rather than a last one standing approach, there's still only one winner in the end. The winner of the Crystal Crown, of course. I loved this book. Not just because I tend to adore Tessa's writing, or that Jecki has long been a character I wanted to get to know more, but also because it's different than many of the other Star Wars books I've read recently. The antagonist isn't so much a person as much as they are an institution. But the character who really embodies said ideals is often framed throughout the book as a potential ally. We know they're up to no good, but we still find ourselves wondering, as we keep reading, will they do the right thing in the end? Or will they hold fast to their beliefs no matter the cost? There are some fun High Republic connections in this book. One of them I won't spoil because the reveal is just too good for me to ruin it for you. But one I'll mention has everything to do with the Graphs. Remember them? Yep, they're back. There are just some families you can't get rid of, no matter how many years or decades or centuries may pass. But don't worry if you haven't read The High Republic. This story is a standalone adventure that doesn't rely on your knowledge of the High Republic, or even really Star Wars for that matter. We were introduced to Jecki and Yord as Padawan rivals, forced to work together to survive on unfamiliar terrain. The story just happens to take place a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Speaking of Jecki and Yord, their relationship in the Crystal Crown is everything I wanted it to be and more. When we first met them in The Acolyte, they clearly had a past, but there weren't really any negative feelings between them beyond the occasional jab. They tolerated each other in that way that says, I respect you, but I don't necessarily want to hang out with you outside of work. In this book, though, they're as good as enemies. They don't get along, and they certainly don't want to work with one another. When they're forced to do so on this mission, even though you know the trials they face are going to soften their resentment toward each other, sometimes it's about the journey, not the destination, which is an important point to keep in mind when reading books like this, those featuring characters you've seen die in previous stories. Yes, we know how their journeys end, but Jackie and Yord are interesting characters to pair together. And to see that in the context of a book like this was honestly even more rewarding than I expected going in. Whether we get more episodes of The Acolyte in the future or not, consider giving the Crystal Crown the time and hopefully the praise it deserves. It's thrilling, it's fun, and it also sends important messages about trust, ambition, and what happens when you take your hopes and dreams a little too far. Star Wars The Acolyte, The Crystal Crown by Tessa Gratton is available now wherever you get your Star Wars books. Now This Is Lit is part of the Faraway Fandom Network. It is produced by Devor Montum and written, hosted, and edited by me. Jose Jimenez designed our podcast art. You can keep up with the show on Substack at Now This Is Lit, and find the show wherever you get your podcasts. There are so many ways you can support the show, and all of those ways are linked in the show description. The newest way is to become a member of our Patreon. For $1 a month, you can get access to an exclusive show and a sticker. And if we get 500 people to support the Patreon per month, I can hire an editor. That would be great for me, and maybe for you too. So if you'd like to support the show with just $1 a month, you can do it that way. Or you can just keep listening and sharing the episodes. That is also helpful, and I appreciate it. For more book reviews and Star Wars Book Celebration, follow Star Wars Book Reviews on Instagram and TikTok.